do no fucking, just have to come here and chop it up, and you got me doing house fucking chores with you, man.
Well, that's how it goes, mate. That's how it fucking goes. You set up your own stream, you want to come on this shit. You know how it goes, brother.
Come on, man. It's all love,
anyway,
man. Come on.
It is, mate. It is, mate. Anyway, what's happening, people? Welcome to the Rambling Dad podcast. And today I am joined by the CEO of the Fight Week show, Mr. Ola Akande. What's happening, my man?
What's going on, my bro? Fucking hell, man. You kill me, bro. You kill every time. You fucking kill me, man. But hey, salute to you for bringing me on. Salute to you for having me on. We've been planning to do this for a minute, man, but
fucking
for one reason or the other, we both know how crazy our schedules go. But look, the main thing is we're here, man.
That's it,
bro.
I mean, that's it. What time's your football stream today?
7:30. So as you can see, we're already.
We got a bit of time. Yeah, we're 10 minutes behind, but we got a bit of time.
we're already. We're ready to go to claim another 3 points. You know what I mean? We've been out here on the streets fighting with Man City, nullified each other, but we'll get a point from that. We move on. Hey,
yeah,
you know,
that's it.
It is what it is.
Who are you playing tonight?
We got Luton Town tonight, man.
Oh fuck, bro! Come on, I mean, walk in the park, mate. Piece of piss.
How did your club do against Luton Town, bro?
Oh, that walk in the park, brother. Yeah, I mean that's second team football. That's what's going on there.
I don't know, man. At this point in the Premier League, there's no easy games. People are fighting for their lives, relegation scraps. Everybody looking for points right now, man. And if you look at the people that we're competing with at the top of the table in Liverpool and Man City, these are teams that can just go on a 9-10 game run without losing. So we gotta be on our game every game. Man. It's got pressure on them now.
And you boys ain't used to running for a title and fucking chasing the big men at the top. You know what I mean?
No, we tried it last season.
That's fired.
Thank you for reopening them scars. Thank you for reopening them scars, man. We tried it last season. It didn't quite work out for us. We bottled it. You know what I mean? And look, it was what it was. It looks like we've learned some lessons from last season, and it's something that we're now taking into this season and see if we can improve on it. So, yeah, man, I love how the season is panning out right now, and at least, you know, for some of us, we've been enjoying this season. We're not all United fans, and you know,
fuck you,
they've been suffering a little bit.
Although
you're going to Wembley, so I give you that
mate.
one.
That's fair, isn't it? That's the only one we've got this year. That's it. It's the only fucking horse in the race we've got, bro.
I give you that one, man. Serious, no, man. But
so, what else you been up to today, mate? Obviously, Wednesday is your I know it's your day off, but it's not your day off. I mean, you've got all your family obligations and everything else that you've planned in there with that, mate. So,
yeah, man. As you well know, Wednesday day off at work, but never a day off. You know, my son plays football academy, and you know, he plays academy football, shall I say? And you know, had to run into his games, had to do all of those stuff. Had a good game today. Got back, had to run a couple errands for the family, but I knew that I had all this, you know, all these plans to fit in with what we do on the Fight Week show, and it's always crazy when you got fit in interviews, fit in the actual show, our stable show that we do, or staple show that we do on the Fight Week show in Dust Up Shakedown, and on top of that, you know what I mean, when it's crazy that we're back in Europe now, especially in the Champions League. When it falls on a Wednesday, we have to move a lot of things around. Scheduling ain't easy, and some of the guests that we try to bring on as well, we got to get the timing right. With time zone changing, you know, there's so many moving parts just to get somebody to sit down in front of you. You know more than most how difficult that is. But we do what we can to bring something to our audience every time, and you know, today is no different. It's always busy on a Wednesday, even though it's my day off.
Yeah, never get a day off when you're a dad, mate. That's how life goes, isn't it? You know what I mean? And again, like you say, like I know how it fucking runs, mate. Like I don't think people realize. Everyone must just think running a podcast is hit record and start chatting shit. Fucking ain't, bro. There's so much more that go into that. And again, that is another reason why I wanted to line this up, or why I wanted to bring you on, wanted to talk about the fight week show. I mean, you've brought me on board. You've supported me for the last, like, I don't know how many months now, probably 9 months or something since we kind of like linked together. I started appearing on the Dust Up Shakedown when you asked me to last year, because obviously I was the white guy bringing the difference to the table.
You're the only white guy. You're the only guy.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know.
Bro,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
I had to get that in there when you were like, yeah, you bring something different, bro. I was like, yeah, because I'm white. Had to get it in there, bro. You know it's all love. But yeah, man, like, fuck me. You, like I've said to you before, I remember, bro, 2 years ago, maybe more than that, 2.5 years ago. Well, probably 3 years ago now, because we've been doing this. Yeah. It was you and your queen, mate, you and your missus sitting there having a couple of drinks, watching the fights. Come and join this. And I was never at that point of, I want to be on a camera and be watching a watch along with you. But that's like, I was there when you were starting this shit, bro. Like, you were just chilling with a camera pointed at you, watching it, and how far it's came, the growth, the development, the learnings, the production, the team, everything, man. Like, you've gone leaps and bounds, and for a lack of better words, balls deep into this shit, man. You know what I mean? So let's run this all the way back to the start, brother. And I know obviously you had a friend that was very much involved in it, helped start it. Sadly, that man's passed away, so rest in peace to the big man. Yeah. But let's go back, bro. Let's talk about what started this journey for you and where you came.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the beginning, and thank you so much for making a reference to my friend Chig that passed away. Me and him came up with the idea because look, we're both Arsenal fans, love combat sports, but he was more into the boxing, you know what I mean? He was more boxing guy, and I loved MMA. And even though he loved MMA as well and he watches it religiously, his main thing was boxing. I thought, you know what, we've your knowledge on boxing and my passion and love for mixed martial arts, why don't we just put something together after we do football streams? We can do something together, and we came up with the name, the combat show, the combat show with a K on it. And that show was going well, it was going all right. We gathered a small bit of audience, because it's so difficult to even get people to pay attention to your streams in this lane. It's so hard. And we know fighters, like popular fighters that fight right at the top of the game, that have their own 2 YouTube channels, and they're still struggling to get views just like we are, right? So we needed more eyes on the on the channel. Then as me and him was, we were going along with the channel, we were putting some content on there. For what, there's somebody else that loves boxing and MMA just as well as Chig. I thought, that's my boy across the road, William. You know what I mean? Why can't we bring William on the thing? You know what I mean? And Jesus Christ, it was crazy.
I was about to say, that's when it all went downhill. Nah, big shout out to Will, bro. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Will, big personality, as you know, and he doesn't hold back on what on what he's trying to sell. Him getting his point across. I've known Will for nearly 15-20 years. He's my good friend, very, very close, and we know each other's family, visit each other's houses, all that stuff. And we brought him on, and him and Chig will go bar for bar, hell for leather every single time on the episodes. And it was lovely. We had it going on, and sadly Chig, me and Chig, just, it's like we're doing a stream right now. We just finished the Arsenal stream. There was a fight card happening tomorrow. We said, yeah, you know what, we link up for combat show tomorrow. Chig went to sleep. I hollered at him the next morning. He didn't wake up, man. He went to sleep and didn't come back. And that was the last I heard from Chig. And that thing chewed me up real bad. Fucked me up, man. And we were real close, talked every day, did a lot of content together, know his family. And the thing that it fucked me up real bad, man. And I took some time off, went on a hiatus, and I wanted to carry on the torch of what we were doing. And but for some reasons we couldn't log back into the YouTube channel. YouTube gave us a lot of run around trying to carry on the channel, trying to carry the torch, if you like. And we couldn't do it. So I said to Will, I don't know how we're going to carry on what we're doing here, because obviously I can't get back into the channel. And this was even with his family, all giving a blessing, because they knew how close we were. They knew how well we worked together.
Yeah.
So, from all of that, taking time to think about it, I thought, you know what, I have to start from scratch. I have to start again. But even with that, it'll be with in mind of my brother, watching all over us on this journey. And if we're gonna make it, we're gonna make it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go ahead, open a new channel, and go from there. So I was brainstorming names with Will. So what should we call it? And we went back and forth. Eventually I came up with the Fight Week show, and I thought, you know what, like, in MMA, different to boxing, there is Fight Week everywhere, especially since COVID. At least since COVID, we got spoiled with fights every week. I thought to myself, you know what, the Fight Week show, because there's a fight every week. Every week is a fight week. At least
across
in MMA,
all combat sports.
Across all combat sports, every week. You know what? Let's roll with the name The Fight Week Show. We went and looked for all the kind of names out there. See that we're not really crossing with anybody. We're not we're not breaking copyrights or anything like that. And the Fight Week Show was born because we didn't find any that was out there. Nothing. And I thought to myself, hold on, how can this word be around for so long and nobody's picked up on? Nobody's put nothing on it. So Leroy, my boy Leroy came on board, and Leroy has been fantastic in our journey, in our growth, in what we've been doing. But before Leroy came on board, we had our boy Yan Yan. Yan Yan was the guy that really introduced me to Leroy. But me and Leroy just hit it off straight, and we our work ethic aligned with each other. He lived in a whole other country, and all the way out there in Canada. Our time differences was crazy, so I only had a small window of time to communicate with Leroy on how how we're going to do things. But it was like an embodiment for Leroy and the way that he took the way he wanted to to take the show. So we started doing a lot of facelift, a lot of different type of things to get us noticed out there, to get people aligned with us. And we just took it step by step, one show at a time, one video at a time. And eventually, we're here. But you knew even before I started doing this combat show, we were linking up on Twitter. We're talking on Twitter. We followed each other on Twitter. I liked a lot of your takes when it comes to fights. You fucked with a lot of what we said as well. And it's just been that, and that's what's carried us till now. Just trying to stay true to ourselves, try to be authentic. I'm not trying to be what I'm not in this villain. I mean, in this space, a lot of people go the villain route. A lot of people go the trolling route. There's different routes that a lot of people go through. But I just try to be me, and that way I can at least have longevity. Because if I'm trying to be something I'm not, eventually you can't do that for a sustained long period of time. You will get found out. So in my eyes, I just have to be my authentic self and approach the sport the way that I feel comfortable with, and just see where it gets me. And here I am today. So that's been the long and short story of how we got there. Thank you very much, bro.
Smashed it, brother. Smashed it. Yeah, I mean, there's one hell of a story though, mate. Right? It's coming all the way back from when you started it from Chig. just your thoughts, your ambitions, how the team's gone and grown. Obviously, meeting Leroy, as much of a dickhead as he is, I've got to agree, he's a stand-up dude. He's not a dickhead. We all love him. Really, you know what I mean? But he's a dickhead. And me and Leroy, I actually said he is a dickhead.
He'll tell you he's a dickhead. He will tell you
that.
Mate.
No, mate. I know. I even said it to him recently. I can't remember what it was. I think it was on when I done the watch along the other week. And we've both got the same phone. We've got the same phone case. Like we have the same dry sense of humor. Like me and Leroy get on so well, as much as we give each other like the world amount of shit. You know what I mean? And I actually turned around to him. I was like, bro, I fucking hate how much we are alike. Like it's fucking nuts. But just like meeting you, meeting Leroy, like fucking Naz and Jordan and everybody else, like and Will through doing this, man. And like, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of people say within this MMA space, in your general, like people online will say in real life, you know what I mean? Like there's not many people within your workplace or home life or family or whatever it is that fuck with MMA or rock and roll with combat sports. Some people like boxing, yeah, but there's not that many of them that I know either that really roll with this stuff, that you can break it down, talk about the fights, talk about the news, you know what I mean, shoot the shit about it. And finding this community and building on it with some people you can now call brothers, you know what I mean, friends. Like we speak outside of this every single day, you know what I mean, WhatsApp, like whether it's privately or whether it's in the group with the boys. So like we speak about family, we speak about loss, like everything, bro. You know what I mean? And just building that brotherhood is just fucking incredible for something that's came out of a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And you guys are just building and building.
100%. Look, we're tight knit. We're tight knit family. Yeah, we have our issues every now and again, but
what family doesn't?
Exactly, what family doesn't. But again, everything stems from wanting to do good, wanting to be better, wanting to grow, wanting to to at least help others as well. And that's always been my belief. That's always been my thought process coming into this. And for every single person that you mentioned earlier on, they've had a big impact in growing the Fight Week show. And I'm always grateful, eternally grateful, with everybody, that's involved with the show. But when you look at, even just speaking to all these people, look where everybody lives. Like Naz was doing shows with us when he was in Morocco, Jordan in Scotland, you as well in Scotland. Leroy, he had to relocate to Rwanda, for example. Left Canada, he was in air on the plane and still doing Fight Week show stuff. You know what I mean? Putting stuff together to make sure that move, that relocation is seamless, because how much Leroy takes on in what we do on the Fight Week show. So to make it seamless, doing that relocation, nobody even suspected that anything like that was going on, but we had to deal with it. And on top of that, there were some people that was on our team as well that that we had to part with because of one reason or the other. Say like Naz found this other job, with the SEO that doesn't allow him to do any content that's to do with what we're doing. So we had to part with Naz, because at the end of the day, it's all about putting food on your table as well. And Naz with his 10 wives, they're gonna need some of that money, bro.
Just for anybody listening about Naz and his 10 wives, this brother's wives increase in numbers every time we fucking talk about it. Yeah, I mean, he's gone from like having 6 wives to 7, and now he went up to 9. Now he's on 10.
His wives.
Yeah, he's always been on. He's going to be on 15 next week. Just you wait for it, people. Yeah, I mean, like this brother's got more wives than you've got hot dinners. Yeah, shout out to Naz, bro. He's a real one for sure. Yeah, I mean, like you say, Leroy there being on the flight, doing those bits. What people don't know, and I'll tell them this now: everything you are looking at, if you were watching this rather than listening to it, is by Leroy creation. Other than Ola and myself and the equipment that we are using, I'll take a hand in one piece of the equipment that Ola's using, but everything. So
the one that you're looking at.
this border around me, this fucking which hand am I doing? This hand, this little logo here. All of this like red and grey, and the logos at the top with the branding of the names of Spotify,
the background
and
behind
YouTube,
me.
the background behind him, the green screen, everything is Leroy's creation. The man is the guy in the chair.
Genius,
he is a fucking genius. I don't know how he does it. And how he does it so quickly too. Like I bet most of the time, like back in the day when you were when you were going, right, facelift, let's sort this out, you would go back, like you said, you had a small window of time to talk to each other, and I bet you would go, right, this is my idea, this is my vision, this is what I want to kind of go to, and he will go, gotcha. And then you'd go to bed and you'd wake up in the morning with 50 different fucking things from that man, and you'd be like, boom, love it. You know what I mean? He nails it every single time.
He's a fantastic human being, and a family man at that. And you know, we're so close with his family, his wife and my wife, really, you know, really good friends. And Leroy himself will tell you, you know, if and you know this as well, and a lot of content creators that I know, whether in the football space or in the combat sport space, if you're a family man and you got misses, you know, you live together and everything, for them to, because to me that's the biggest sacrifice. Forget all the stuff we're doing. If they have a problem with it and don't give you the right space and the right time and the right understanding to really push, you know, what we're doing and getting into content creating, it's a no. So you need,
it's curtains,
you need
in it.
100%. You know, you need that family support, you need your partner support, you need your wife support, you need your spouse's support to really help you. At least that is one big, you know, weight off the shoulder of, you know what, at least this person is understanding, they know what I'm trying to do here, and they're a fan of the sport as well. That helps, you know, that really does help. And on top of that, to find those people is far and few in between. So when you do, and you get connection like you know, like we do with our group, it's always worth keeping. You know, even Jordan's missus, she's been on one of our watch-alongs, and you know, and watch fights with us. So you know, I think that was the one with Joffrey Houghton. Joffrey was that day. So you know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant when you can find somebody that really supports what you do, because without that, none of this even happens in the first place. You know what I mean? So to me, that's been one of the biggest pluses in what, you know, in at least me starting off or being a fledgling content creator in this space, even though I've been into content creating for such a long time. When it comes to football, you know, I've been in around the space, and a lot of, you know, the who's who of YouTube content creating. I know all of them. I know most of the, you know, most of the big guys, and we're all friends, right? But when it comes into this MMA stuff, it's harder, because people they want to shit on your work sometimes. You know what I mean? They want to call out your takes. They want to, and right, if it's rightfully so, if it's a crazy take. But then to just want to shit on somebody.
You've had a few of those crazy takes in your time, bro.
I've had a few of those. You know what I mean?
I'll have a few more, motherfucker.
My boss is very much alive and ready and willing to take on more wild takes. But you know, talking about, you know, the people that want to shit on your work, like you said, it's so hard to even put everything together in the first place. Time zones, the fighter or whoever you bring in on as a guest willing to come on, and then they cancel on you, and then you got to reschedule, then they cancel again, and then you got to reschedule, and then it happens, and then when it happens, you put in so much work, you put in so much passion, and then you put it out there. And yeah, some people fuck with it, some people try shit on it, some people are indifferent to it. But the main thing is, if you keep standing on what you believe, and you do it the best way, the right way, the correct way of doing it, is all you can do. and then you just gotta live. You just gotta leave the rest to the people out there, man. And it's so. I just want people. My main thing on this very subject is just letting people know how fucking difficult. And I'm not looking for any medals. You're not asking for no medals, you know. But a little,
nice.
it'd be nice. It'd be nice, you know. A little plaque on the back, it'd be nice. But look, but that's not even the main reason why I got into this. I just love shooting the shit. I love talking about the sport. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. I love getting their perspective. I love all the nuances that comes with the sport. There's so much that goes into what we do, and I just think it's, you know, it needs a tiny little bit more appreciation than what it gets. But
I was having the same conversation with Brian Wasey, and he was like, "Look, like you're not doing this for money. You're not doing this for like fame. You're not doing it. But you're doing it because you fucking love it." And like you say, the amount of work that goes into this, like if you didn't, like, if we, sorry, not just you, right? If we didn't truly love this sport and the challenges that being a content creator brings, or having a podcast brings, or learning how to edit and learning how to design things, from the simplest thing of a thumbnail to a YouTube title to whatever it is, if you didn't love it, you wouldn't do it. I mean, you wouldn't put it all into it, because again, it's not as simple as pressing play on a camera and just recording it. I mean, it comes down to learning about being confident on the camera, learning about delivery, learning about, like, I mean, production and everything that goes into it. Again, like I'm now trying to like venture into the lives. Obviously I do them with you, and that's probably helped me understand how to do them, how to structure them, how to build my confidence with them. You've got it down to a fine art. I mean, like you're the hostess with the mostess, man. Like, you've got the energy levels, and that's what a lot of people don't understand as well, is joining one of these things and having the energy and having that confidence to be able to display that, to capture an audience, for people to want to come relate to you, enjoy. Because if we were sitting there going, "Oh yeah, man, it's not too bad, is it? Yeah, it's sounds. Ain't nobody gonna want to watch that, bro." Yeah, I mean, they're not turning up to fucking watch somebody dribble a load of shit. And again, like you say, people will shit on your takes. But I had the same conversation with Mom's Basement with Tyler. We're the people putting them out there pre-fight or whatever it is. People are picking up on them post-fight when they've got that hindsight. And I had the same conversation with Leroy. We've got the balls to put our opinions out there. We've got the balls to be like, right, this is what I think, this is how I think it's going to go, and this is why. You know what I mean? And we can give the reason, and we can give the logic behind it. We do our research. We watch this shit every weekend. Like, we've got the knowledge on it. And then you get the people that come along after the fact. You muppet, you were wrong. You're a dick. And what, bro? Like, it's not that deep. It's just a fight. Yeah, I mean,
it's just a fight. It's a prediction, and predictions are meant to be wrong a lot of the time, because you're predicting shit. You don't know what is gonna happen. You just think this is what's gonna happen.
But if it happens, I'm gonna fucking tell you. I told you that was gonna happen.
Fuck yeah. You know. But look, one of the craziest things that that we do week in, week out, especially predicting fights or trying to analyze fights and break down why this person will win over that person, or break down why there's still a lot of variables that we don't know about, that only people in camp with him knows about, or him or her knows about, only their coaches know about, only their nutritionists know about, that we aren't privy to. But we still got to make a prediction based on their past work, their fighting style, whether it matches up to the other fighting style, so many other things, maybe the reach, physical attributes, all this other stuff. You then put that together to then come to a conclusion to make a prediction. And if he's wrong, he's wrong. But a lot of the time, we're just giving our takes.
And the Lord knows I've been wrong recently.
The Lord also knows you've been right as well. And
bro.
And this is the thing. This is the thing with predictions, man. I love doing our prediction shows, or even when we're talking in WhatsApp group, and we're just talking generally. We're just trying to at least envision what could potentially happen. It's why we watch this sport. It's why we love the sport. It's why everybody goes and puts a bet on before the shit happens, because you're thinking something is gonna happen, and if it doesn't happen, you don't go back to the bookies and start cussing them and tell them, "Yo, give me my money back." You know
Give
what I
me
mean?
my pound back.
Yeah, you was wrong on that odds. You made that guy underdog, or you made that guy the favorite. Now he's lost. I want my money back. You don't fucking do that. You know what I mean? So like, chill out, people. You know what I mean? Just give us a little break, right? Just give us a little break.
I know, man. But so, what was it like for you in the early days? What, like, mentality wise? Obviously, when you can get that bad feedback, you can. I don't know if you can hear my washing machine's finished there, bro. But it's just doing a lot of tune. It's doing my own. It's doing my mate.
YouTube made you rich again, man. You know what I mean? They made you great again. They made your bank account great again, didn't they?
The missus is away.
Machine, you know?
The missus is away. I've had 1,000,001 house chores to do. I told you, bro. I'm cleaning carpets earlier on upstairs, doing all sorts of shit. But yeah, back to it, bro. Like, where was the mentality of like when people were shitting on it? Did it ever get you into the? Because I know I went through some stuff last year in my first year of doing it. Like you said, you can have people cancel on you. You can be like, yeah, I'm going to come on, and then they cancel, and then you're sitting there waiting for them to join the stream, and then they cancel, and it is damaging. Like it can not hurt your feelings, but damage your confidence levels a little bit. Is this worth doing it? I'm putting so much time into this. I'm sacrificing this here. I'm sacrificing that there. Like you say, time with the missus, having her like approval, as you as lack of a better word would go, with them allowing you to have the time. Like, I'm in my fucking living room, like Pete, I've pointed out to people before. So I need to kick my missus out of the room and upstairs when I'm doing this shit. You know what I mean? Because I've only got a 2-bedroom house, so she needs to go upstairs and chill out. And it's like massively a bit of a nuisance for her, if you could look at it from that way. And people don't understand the little bits that go into it. So was there any points when you were first starting this where you thought, man, I don't know if I want to fucking continue doing this?
I mean, look, there's always going to be moments that creep into your mind where you think to yourself, is this even worth it? Sometimes you put content out and you've only got like 10 views or 20 views, which everything is relative, right? It's like pound for pound, you know what I mean? It's all relative to what you're comparing it to. And if you've got like 100 subscribers or 150 or 200 subscribers and you get 10, 20 views, some might see it as all right. If you grow up to 500 subscribers and your views grow with it, and it starts going to 100 views or triple-digit views, and then you get into your thousands and then you start getting them 4-digit views, everything is now relative. But you know, there was a point where it's hard, and even with those that you get, you still get fucking people, you know, coming at your neck for some of the things that you might said in good faith as well, because it's what you really think when you were saying it. But the main thing that really made me want to do it even more, that kept my feet on the ground, kept my belief light, you know, glowing, is the reason why I got into this thing, especially this format of how I'm doing it in the first place. And that was to showcase and put the spotlight on a lot of these fighters, especially the ones that have not really made it to the top. I wanted to capture the guys that are coming from other promotions, the guys that maybe people hadn't known yet, the guys that, you know, a lot of people aren't talking about because they're not in the mainstream. The guys on the mainstream, they already got a lot of coverage by even being in the mainstream, by being a promotion like a UFC or even a Bellator. But when you're talking about the smaller promotions like a Cage Warrior or like a EFC, like Octagon, all these other promotions, these fighters, they need that light being shined on them, because I know some of these fighters, they still work full-time jobs like I do. There are days that I go to work I do a 13-hour shift, and I got to come here and act like I just woke up from the loveliest sleep and have all the energy, and you know, like, but I have to channel that, because if I don't, nobody's gonna want to, you know, see or hear what you got to say. So you still always put that energy in, and it's draining sometimes when you do all of that, and then it looks like it's not appreciated on the other end. So that's been one of the biggest challenging, one of the biggest single challenging thing that I've experienced, you know, since I started doing this. But when you look back at where I was before. I remember like my first or second interview. Like I really literally just done one interview, and then John Anik comes along. He comes along, and I'm thinking to myself, "Holy fucking smokes! How am I going to deal with this?" But you know, come to that another time. But just talking about the struggles of this is crazy, because it's so hard to just keep that motivational levels up, especially like I said, with the views, with people you know, killing your takes, with the said fighters that you're trying to shine the light on, then canceling on you for other stuff or whatever the private situation is. And on top of that, you still have competition. I personally I'm not really looking at anybody out there as competition like that. I've always said this to you. My mentality is rising
How are
tide
we doing?
lifts
Yeah.
up. Let's do it together, and let's get up there together. I don't really want to fight you on nothing, because
Yeah.
that's not what I'm here for. You know what I mean?
Jealousy is not going to get you anywhere, even
Not gonna,
especially in this space as well. Yeah, I mean,
that's not what I'm here for, man. Like I'm too grown for that. I'm too long in the tooth for all of that bullshit. I just want to do this the right way. Show the fighters the respect they deserve, and portray them in the best light as much as I can, because these guys are the human beings, the athletes. They put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. They they sacrifice a lot of shit. Like I said, a lot of them are still full-time workers that really hasn't, you know, made it yet. And if they don't fight, they don't eat. And even when they do, with their main jobs or the jobs on the side that they have, it's still difficult for them to get that exposure, to get that that light shown on them. So even if it's one person that gets to know about this guy before I got to do the interview with him, then I've at least achieved one of the objectives that I set out to do. And that's how I look at it. And that's what really keeps my feet grounded every single time that I do this, because I really, you know, want to put these guys out in the best light, show them in the best light, and get the world to see them, you know. And as you know of a few examples of some of the fighters that we have over there in South Africa, and the work that we've been doing with them behind closed doors as well, you know, in order to help their career. So, you know, it is what it is. But we always thinking of the next, what's next that we can do, what's next that we can do to really show appreciation for all these athletes that put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. Because at the end of the day, we're all MMA fans, we're all combat sport fans. And you know, we want these guys to keep producing and producing for us. So why not help them as well?
That's it, mate. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Can't you say that the whole reason you get into this is because you enjoy it the same as me. You know what I mean? You enjoy speaking to people. You like being in the space. You wanted to learn about fighters, put the light onto them, and let other people see who they are and humanize them a little bit, rather than just having them as, like, again, like you said, we've not gone into it, but that thing with John Anik, like, even you as the interviewer was sitting going, "Fuck me, what is it? Like, this is John Anik." Yeah, but at the end of the day, bro, he's another dude. Is this another human being? But we idolize them, put this shine onto them. That, don't get me wrong, within the space, he is a massive name. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, he's got some fame behind him. He's got the money. He's got the glory. He's got everything that comes along with it, and he does an absolute fantastic job at what he does. Like, he's the best ever. He's the GOAT. You know what I mean? But you look at these people and you do that. You know what I mean? You kind of put them on this pedestal from yourself, and it can actually affect the delivery of the interview or the way that you're going in there, your confidence just to even speak to another human, man. And it's a wild aspect getting into that. You know what I mean? Like, but nah, 100%, like doing this to put that spotlight onto people because you just like you enjoy talking to them. You want to come away with a different perspective. I said the same to Reese McEwen. Like, I've learned so much about myself just from speaking to these people in the last 12 months. Yeah, I mean, just from hearing their perspectives and how they go through things and the challenges that they faced, and you know what I mean, like the adversity that they've overcome, even seeing them do it on the big screen is just, it's incredible, and it's kind of life-changing at the same time.
100%. It's a lot of when you look at what these guys do and what they bring to the table, and they you know, some of them they get absolutely smoked. They get knocked the fuck out right there in front of us, and they gotta be the ones that deals with the aftermath of all of that. And you know, people going around shitting on them after that's just happened to them is crazy to me. You know what I
It's
mean?
crazy to me as well, man. Like
It's crazy to me. Like these people, they've just put their bodies on the line for our entertainment, and they you know, they just get shot on after they've gone in and put in the performance.
And the biggest thing about it too is the brother just picked himself back up off the floor, shook himself off, dusted it, got announced as the fucking loser in that, and walks away with his fucking head held high, takes away the learnings from it, builds on them, and comes back to do it all again. Like the bravery in that, like, and half of these people shitting on them wouldn't even tell you your pick before the fight's over.
100%. It's a wild one, man. And the more people, and this is one of the other things that, you know, that I at least set out to do, whether I'm winning at it or not, it's a whole different thing. Is maybe not just bringing new fans, but at least help some of who we call or know as casual fans understand a little bit more nuance about what they're watching, about the sport we're watching. And that's why when we started doing watch alongs, I thought to myself, one of the best ways to really do this, at least changing a casual's mind, is having a professional fighter on board with us, that even some of the things that I can understand is happening on the screen. We can go to them and get them to really break that down for us, and maybe we can learn something new, something different, something maybe we didn't know before. I remember asking Dre Miley, shout out to Dre Miley, big friend of the show as well. I remember asking him on one of our watch alongs, I said, Dre, like, why these fighters, they come to the checkpoint with their shorts on, with their cornermen, but they still get patted down like they got guns on them, like they ain't got nothing on. What's going on there?
No, yeah.
I didn't understand why, but from a fighter's perspective, he then explained to me and said to me, yeah, one of the reasons they do that, right, is to check that these fighters ain't over greased their bodies with, say, oil or some other lubricant, if you like, to help them escape grappling situations in the octagon. And I thought, oh, that fucking makes sense. It makes sense 100%. Now, you know. But there's some fighters that would go to that length if they know they're fighting a grappling heavy guy, and try and put that in place. So helping me understand that aspect of it, it's not. I'd assume on that day when he was explaining, I wasn't the only one that took something out of what he said there, because I never knew that was the case. It helped me understand that, and now moving forward, I now know that that's one of the things that they're checking for before you get into the cage and fight. So there are positives and there are good things to having somebody that really know what they're talking about, because we don't claim to know it all. You know, we're just armchair fans, right? But bringing somebody that really know what they're talking about, that's been in there, that's done it, that's lost one, they know all the feelings, they can help us at least navigate some of those things that we don't really understand that well, and some of the casuals can then have a little bit more understanding on what's going on. If we're seeing high level grappling, or even stuff with cage control, some scrambles, a lot of people just say, as oh, they're just rolling around, they're just lying on each other, they just start booing, and then you think to yourself, like, hold on, there's some high level shit that's going on right here in front of you, that
intricate details that you're not noticing,
that you don't know what, you know, you don't understand what's going on. So, you know, it's that part of things that, you know, that really intrigues me as well, that makes me think, you know what, I want to carry on doing this, because the more new eyes or people we can convert from, say, a boxing fan to MMA fan, or even a casual MMA fan to a little bit more knowledgeable MMA fan, moving from a casual tier to at least knowledgeable to maybe get into a hardcore, they're all tiers and stages to it. So if you can help some of those guys progress their knowledge to the next phase, then that's a win for me. And that's all I'm trying to do out here. That's what we're all trying to do out here. And
Yeah.
you know, hopefully, like I said, I don't know whether I'm winning at it or not, but at least I'm trying.
I think it's the little wins, bro. They're the ones that count. You know what I mean? Like, just as we've both had, you more so than me, because obviously you've got a wider library, let's say, of people that you've interviewed or connected with, etc., over the last 3 years or more. But the little messages that we receive, just of thanks, appreciation. You know what I mean? Like we're so appreciative of their time, because we know we're busy. Some of them are still working. You've got a busy training schedule. You've got families. That even goes back to when you get cancelled on. You're not completely going, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, you understand, like, they've got just as much going on in their life as I've got mine, if not more, depending on their situation. And you can understand it, go, right, cool, is what it is. But it goes back to that same piece of appreciating them for giving you the time to actually sit down and speak to you. Maybe it's in fight week. Maybe like they're in the middle of a camp. Yeah, they've got everything going on. Maybe it's just after the fight and they might not have won it, but they still come on and talk to you and give you that time. And then the respect that you can get back from them, the camaraderie or the friendship that you can build from that it's incredible, man. Like, and I don't think there's any other sport on this planet. Like, you couldn't go and message a Premier League football player and get a response.
No.
Like you do with an MMA fighter. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts.
100%. It's these guys are so accessible. If you go about it the right way, you go about it the respectful way. These guys are very, very accessible, and they will give you their time. I remember when we got in touch with Adrian Yanez. A shout out to him. You know, it was due to come on. He then cancelled on us. We had a 20-minute slot with him. He cancelled on us because his son had just been rushed to the hospital at the time when we had him on the show. And when he came back, he messaged me and said, you know what, this and that has just happened. I'm gonna have to reschedule with you guys. And when he came back, he gave us an hour, you know, as opposed to the 20-minute slot that we had with him. And even, you know, did a promo with us. We play time and time again, which is one of the lovely and cool things about, you know, getting with these guys and the people that are masters at their sports. You know, having John Anik do that flawless intro for us was fantastic from him. Is not something that it's a timeless intro. I'll always run with that intro. You know, Brad Wharton did one for us, who is the play-by-play commentator for Cage Warriors. We had Adrian Yanez do one for us. We've had Hotso do one for us. Like, there's all these big personalities in the sport that play big roles in MMA, and you know, they do all this stuff for us. But that's because you approach them, you dealt with them in the correct way. If you've been trolling them, and I'm not saying, if you're trolling the fighters or saying something negative about them, that's your own prerogative, because that's how you are. But for me, this is how I am, and I feel the advantages of coming correct with them, dealing with them in a respectful way, dealing with them and showing respect for their craft. It takes you further down the line than shitting on them, trolling them, and then
100%.
Wanting them to give you their time or give you their expertise on say stuff for your channel for nothing, you know. So for me, I'm really grateful for some of the people, like you mentioned, that that have come across in the sport, the people that I've interviewed, the people that I'm still friends with, very good friends. We talk in the background, and it's just fantastic. People like Eric's gear, Richard Ragg. Salute to Richard Ragg. He did wonders for the Fight Week show. You know, the doors that he opened for us, he just took us under our wing. Richard was really like my mentor through this whole situation. I introduced you to him. Fantastic guy. Got time for everyone. You would think somebody that
even helped me get that interview with Reece McEwen last week. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to do that. He reached out through WhatsApp straight to Reece and just said, yo, this guy's cool. Can you set this up for me? But go on, bro, carry on what you were saying.
Exactly. And these guys, the stuff that they do in the background that people do not know about is incredible. You wouldn't think somebody that's as busy, as influential, has a lot of fighter under his belt, like Richard Ragg, Eric's Gear, you wouldn't think that, you know, he'd have this kind of time for people like us that's just coming up, but he does. And he's accessible. You can talk to him. You can reach to him, and he will tell you, yeah, you know what, I'll put you with that guy. Put you with that guy. This is a fighter that also needs your work, because it's a symbiosis sort of relationship with his fighters and us, because his fighters need us, and
it's his niche. He gets the people that are on the up. You know what I mean? And he supports the ones that are lower or mid. Or, yeah, I mean, like he's like, you guys don't need help up there. You are already doing what you're doing, but the time and the effort and the support that he puts into the lower promotion fighters, or the regional scene fighters, or again, even the likes of like me and you, like I'm absolutely nobody, just chilling, wanting to do this and speak to people. And the time that Richard has given me, the advice that he's given me, the links that he's put me into. You know, I mean, even after the respawn the other day, he went, "Who else do you want?" And he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't need to reach out and do these things, but it's just who he is, man. He's just one of those guys, like
100%. And you know, these are people that, you know, that I appreciate a lot in the sport. You know, people like John Gooden. We have conversation all the time, and these are people that they know the sport inside out. They've been in the sport. Like speaking to somebody like John Goody, the way where he came from, it was a sparky. It was an electrician. You know, he didn't go to like this school of media to learn what he said. It's people like us that gives him this inspiration to do what he does, because he remembers wanting to do what we did. And even he fucked up, but then he got the chance to really go out there and Cage Warrior give him the chance. Some other, you know, small outlets give him the chance before he ended up with the UFC, and look where he is now. You know, so it's not impossible to still you know, realize the main dream, because at the end of the day, if somebody gave me a magic wand and said, what would you like to change from your life today, it'd be making a living from doing what I love the most, because I don't want it to feel like work, but I still want to make a living from, because I love it so much. And that eventually that would be the ultimate goal. Whether we get there or not is a whole different story, but not trying when this is something that you love. And it's never too late. If you're out there and you're listening to this, and you've always wanted to do something, it don't matter what it is, but you've always wanted to do it, please it don't matter how old you are, how long you've been thinking about it, whether you think the boat sailed, go back to that drawing board and start doing it, because social media has helped a lot in trying to get this type of ideas off the ground. There is so many people, you know, especially in the football space, that I know now that started all those years ago, that now do something mainstream because of, you know, their grind on YouTube, and their grind on trying to chase that dream. It didn't matter. It don't matter how old, how long you've been thinking about it. It don't matter how old you are. Get up, go and get the things that you need to make it happen, and start pushing to make it happen. That's my message to people.
You know, bang on, mate. Absolutely bang on. I think that translates to a lot of things in life, not just with this kind of content or this kind of work. You know what I mean? But you, and that's also kind of how I explained it to the missus as well, about some of these people that make it in the YouTube or content creation industry. Like, it's consistency, it's discipline, and it's continuing one foot in front of the other. Taking, like you say, if you've got 100 followers, you get 10 views. Mate, smashed it. That's 10%. Yeah, you know I mean, take your 10% and keep going. See what you can build on. See what you can do with that. Yeah, you know I mean, if you get one fighter, then you get to another fighter. If you get like you get so many like people retweeting it, then you get more. Yeah, like, and it just builds and it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds, and just those little wins. But the consistency piece, sticking with it, and as long as you are loving and enjoying it, and it doesn't become like laborious to you, then you're going to enjoy it. And like you say, if it's something. It's something I wish I kind of learned in school. Like, if I could do something that I loved, truly passionate about as your full-time job, if I could put the hours that I put into work into this, it would be a different ball game. You know what I mean?
It'd be remarkable, right? And this is look, everybody wants to do what they love for a job. Unfortunately, we don't all have that luxury. Only select people in the world get to do that, right? But it still doesn't make it less of a dream, and it still doesn't make it unachievable. It just means you've got to try. And
Yeah.
if you don't buy the fucking lottery ticket, you ain't winning no lottery. You know what I mean? You gotta be in it to try and win it. So
Look at Francis Ngannou's son. Yeah, I mean, like that man never gave up. He came in quite late to the game too. I was talking about that with Dennis Frimpong today. Like,
yeah.
mate, came into the game late, had a dream, and now look at him stacking
And
20
boxing has
million.
always been his dream. And look what his
Mhm.
biggest payday is. And he did it at the twilight of his age when you look at relative to the career that he's in.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna earn two big, huge fuck you money. We're talking fuck you money now. And these are things that now he's now set up for the rest of his life. Maybe for his children, or if he ever has kids, and his family, they now set up. And there's still other people in boxing and the Saudis that probably will still give him some more fights if he wants to do it. And these are the things. Even at the highest level, you still have dreams that you want to achieve, and if you're able to pull it off, fantastic. If you don't, at least you fucking tried. And I never knock anybody that tried. As they always say, there's a saying that they have over here, God loves a trier, so there's nothing wrong with trying.
Nothing at all. And as long as you try and you know that you gave it your all, then you've got nothing to be ashamed of, even if you don't make it, even if you fail or whatever. As long as you know you've tried and you've put everything that you could into it and you gave it everything you wanted to, that you were committed to, then nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I mean? At
100%.
all. All right, brother. It's been almost an hour now. I know you've got another stream coming up, so let's wrap this up. Let the because we've also got another stream later on too. So don't just run off on me either. We'll have a quick chat about that one just before you fuck off. But yeah, let the people know where to find you. Let them know what you've got coming up, and as you always give me the platform, brother, promote yourself. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much again for doing this. This is something that we've had lined up, and I'm happy that we finally done it. And yeah, I'm always happy to come back on your platform whenever you need us, and you always make yourself readily available for the Fight Week show. And I would love to reciprocate that as much as I can.
I think I'm indebted to you, mate. Given, as I mentioned earlier, like the support I've had from you and Ola, and Leroy, and I mean everything that you guys have helped me get through in the last like 8-9 months or almost a year has honestly been invaluable. As well, mate. You know what I mean? It's not like Carlsberg. I can't put a price on this shit, son. Like it's honestly highly appreciated.
No, that's what's up. And yeah, you can find us on the Fight Week show on YouTube. You can find us on TFWS official on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. My main handle on Twitter, although I don't use Twitter a lot. I used to, but yeah, we talked about a lot of people shitting on stuff earlier on. So I took it back. I took a back step off of Twitter, but I still engage every now and again. And yeah, you can find us on Spotify as well if you just want to listen to the audio version of what we do. We got the fightweekshow.com, which is our website. We've got merches on there if you want to support the channel. And on top of that, everybody in the background that helps the channel to where it's got to, everybody that's been involved, even if they've gone and they've parted with us, I still appreciate all their effort to get us to the point where we're at, and I appreciate everybody that continues to support us in terms of our audience, in terms of our guests, and in terms of the team and the backroom team. Salute to all of them. You'll always find us. We ain't going nowhere. We're looking to grow, and yeah, your support is needed, and come show some love every single time, people.
Boom. Cheers, man. Right. That's it. Yeah. I mean, as you say, rising tide raises all ships, and we'll keep smashing that one out together. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep, even if I have to chuck out the fucking rescue boat, bro, I'm still gonna be right there. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, bro, as always, pleasure. I'm sure we'll get you back on the channel again at some point. And up until, I'm gonna take a leaf out of your book. Up until the next one, people, we're out.
We're out. Salute.
Hasta la vista. I forgot that shit.
Hasta la vista.
Yes,
We're out. Salute.
Right.
What's going on, people? Arnold Allen here. Make sure you subscribe to the Rambling Dad podcast. Keep up to date with all his MMA content, fight breakdowns, interviews, and all that stuff. Give him a follow, give him a subscription, and yeah, get over there.